When the power grid fails, when store shelves empty overnight, when disaster blocks every road out of town, you need more than hope. 10 items separate households that weather the storm from those who don't, and most people miss at least half of them. The difference between riding out a crisis safely and scrambling in panic comes down to what you stockpiled before the emergency hit. Some supplies keep you alive, others keep you sane, and a few do both. This isn't about hoarding or spending a fortune. You're building a buffer between your family and chaos, and that starts with getting the right things in the right order. Medicine and first aid, the life or death priority. Medical supplies vanish first when disaster strikes, and running out of prescription medication can turn a manageable situation into a medical emergency within days. Start with a proper first aid kit. FEMA recommends kits that include bandages in multiple sizes, gauze pads, medical tape, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, scissors, tweezers, and a digital thermometer. Pain relievers, like ibuprofen and acetaminophen, belong in here, along with antihistamines for allergic reactions and anti-diarrheal medication for stomach issues. The CDC emphasizes keeping a 7-day supply of all prescription medications, and if possible, work toward a 2-week buffer. Talk to your doctor about emergency prescription refills. Many states allow early refills during declared emergencies, and some insurance plans cover vacation overrides that let you fill prescriptions ahead of schedule. Mail-order pharmacies often provide 90-day supplies instead of 30-day supplies, which gives you a built-in reserve. Keep medications in their original bottles with labels intact so emergency personnel can identify them if needed. Store them in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight, and for medications requiring refrigeration, like insulin, have a backup plan that includes a cooler and ice packs rated for medical use. Create a medication list that includes drug names, dosages, prescribing doctors, and pharmacy contact information. Print multiple copies and keep one in your emergency kit, one in your wallet, and share a digital copy with a trusted family member. During Hurricane Florence in North Carolina, 31% of emergency room visits were for medication refills because people did not prepare early enough. The pharmacies that stayed open ran out fast. Non-prescription items matter too. Stock up on cold and flu medications, allergy relief, stomach remedies, and any specialized medical supplies your household needs. If someone uses a CPAP machine, hearing aids, or any battery-powered medical device, keep extra batteries and backup power solutions ready. The American Red Cross recommends updating your first aid supplies twice a year and replacing any expired medications immediately. Backup power solutions. Losing power for 72 hours or more shuts down refrigeration, medical devices, communication equipment, and water pumps in homes with wells. Having backup power is not optional when modern life depends on electricity. Generators remain the most common solution for whole home backup. Most American households need between 5,000 and 8,000 watts of continuous power to run essential appliances, though this number varies widely based on what you actually need to keep running. Central air conditioning systems dramatically increase power requirements, often pushing demand into the 15 to 20 kilowatts range. Calculate your needs by adding up the running wattage of every device you plan to use simultaneously. Then factor in starting wattage for motor-driven appliances, like refrigerators and HVAC systems, which can spike 3 to 6 times higher than their running load. Buy a generator rated at least 10% above your calculated requirement to avoid overloading the system. Portable generators running on gasoline typically provide 3,000 to 12,000 watts and cost less upfront, but they require manual setup, outdoor placement at least 20 feet from your home to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, and frequent refueling. A 3,000-watt inverter generator running at 50% load consumes roughly 0.3 to 0.4 of a gallon per hour, meaning a 72-hour outage burns through 22 to 29 gallons of fuel. Propane generators solve the fuel storage problem since propane stores indefinitely, but they deliver 10 to 30% less power per BTU compared to gasoline. Diesel generators offer better fuel efficiency and power density, with standard tanks providing 24 hours of runtime at full load, and extended tanks pushing that to 48 hours or more. Solar panel systems paired with battery storage provide silent, emissions-free backup power without fuel logistics. Modern lithium battery systems range from 1,000 to 3,000 watt-hours for smaller portable units, up to expandable whole-home systems, storing 6,000 watt-hours or more. The limitation comes during extended cloudy periods when recharging slows, so size your battery capacity to match how long you need to run without sunlight. Installing solar requires an upfront investment, but it eliminates ongoing fuel costs and provides energy independence during prolonged outages. Whichever system you choose, test it before you need it. Run through a simulated power outage where you actually start the generator or switch to battery power and run your essential loads for several hours. Identify what does not work, what draws more power than expected, and what you forgot to include in your planning. Keep generator maintenance current with oil changes, spark plug replacements, and fuel stabilizer if you are storing gasoline for more than 30 days. Water filtration and storage. The human body survives roughly 3 days without water, making this your #1 survival priority after immediate safety. FEMA recommends storing 1 gallon per person per day for at least 3 days, though 2 weeks' worth provides better security. Store water in food-grade plastic containers rated for long-term water storage. Avoid milk jugs or juice bottles, which break down over time and leach chemicals. 5-gallon jugs work well for home storage and remain portable enough to move if you need to evacuate. 55-gallon drums handle larger families, but they require a pump for easy access. Rotate stored water every 6 months by using it for household needs and refilling with fresh water. Municipal water already contains enough chlorine to stay safe during storage. If you are filling from a well or other source, add 8 drops of unscented household bleach per gallon to disinfect. Filtration becomes critical when stored water runs out. The EPA sets drinking water standards that portable filters and purifiers must meet to remove bacteria, parasites, and viruses. Filters with pore sizes of 0.2 microns or smaller remove 99.999% of bacteria and 99.999% of parasites, such as Giardia and Cryptosporidium. Removing viruses requires either purification with a 0.02 micron filter, chemical treatment with chlorine or iodine tablets, UV light sterilization, or boiling for at least 1 minute at sea level and 3 minutes above 6,500 feet. Gravity-fed filters handle larger volumes and work well for families sheltering at home. Pour contaminated water into the top reservoir and let gravity pull it through filter cartridges into a clean storage container below. These systems filter several gallons per hour without electricity or pumping. Portable squeeze filters and water filter bottles provide lightweight options for evacuation scenarios when you need to treat water from streams, lakes, or other natural sources. UV purifiers kill pathogens quickly using battery-powered ultraviolet light, but they only work with water that has already been filtered to remove sediment and particles. Chemical treatment with purification tablets offers the lightest, most compact backup option. Chlorine dioxide tablets work faster than iodine and do not leave an aftertaste, though both require a 30-minute wait time before the water is safe to drink. Keep several methods on hand because each has limitations. Filters clog and need replacement cartridges. UV purifiers need fresh batteries. Boiling requires fuel, and chemical tablets will run out. Test your filtration system before an emergency. Fill containers with questionable water and run them through your filter, then actually drink the result to confirm everything works and tastes acceptable. Many people buy water filters and never use them until disaster strikes, only to discover broken seals, missing parts, or systems that do not work as expected. Emergency communication, staying informed when networks fail. When cell towers lose power and internet service drops, you need alternative ways to receive emergency information and contact help if needed. NOAA Weather Radio, all hazards broadcasts. Continuous weather and emergency information directly from National Weather Service offices on 7 dedicated VHF frequencies between 162.4 and 162.55 MHz. The system works with the FCC Emergency Alert System to provide comprehensive alerts for severe weather, natural disasters, environmental hazards, and public safety threats, including Amber Alerts and civil emergencies. Over 1,000 transmitters cover all 50 states, coastal waters, and U.S. territories. NOAA. Weather radios with same technology let you program specific geographic codes so you only receive alerts affecting your area rather than surrounding counties. Buy a weather radio that runs on multiple power sources. Battery backup keeps it working during outages, but hand crank or solar charging capability means it functions even when batteries run out. Many emergency radios also include AM and FM bands for local news broadcasts and built-in flashlights for additional utility. Place the radio where you will hear alerts at night and test the alarm function monthly to confirm it is working. Two-way radios provide direct communication between family members without relying on cell networks. FRS and GMRS radios work on designated frequencies and do not require licenses in many cases. GMRS radios do require FCC registration. Range claims like 36 miles assume perfect line of sight conditions with no obstacles, and real-world performance in urban or wooded areas typically drops to 1 to 3 miles. They work well for keeping tabs on family around your property or coordinating within a neighborhood during emergencies. Keep emergency contact numbers written down on paper. Phone memory does not help when the phone is dead or lost. Include out-of-state contacts because long-distance lines often work when local networks are overloaded. Text messages sometimes get through when voice calls fail because texts use less bandwidth. If you have a landline, keep at least one corded phone that does not require external power, since most landline systems continue working during electrical outages as long as the phone company equipment has backup power. Charge all devices fully before a predicted storm or emergency. External battery packs for phones provide several additional charges before they need to be plugged in themselves. Car chargers let you top up devices using your vehicle's battery, though you should avoid running the car in an enclosed garage due to the risk of carbon monoxide. Batteries and portable power. Flashlights, radios, medical devices, and emergency communication equipment all stop working when batteries die, making battery stockpiles one of the cheapest insurance policies you can buy. AA and AAA alkaline batteries power most household devices and remain shelf-stable for 5 to 10 years when stored properly. Buy them in bulk during sales and organize by size in a dedicated storage container, kept in a cool, dry place away from metal objects that could cause short circuits. FEMA recommends rotating battery stock by using the oldest first and replacing them before they expire. Check expiration dates twice a year when you change smoke detector batteries. Rechargeable nickel metal hydride batteries save money over time for high-drain devices like flashlights and radios, though they self-discharge faster than alkaline and need recharging every 3 to 6 months even when not used. Keep a USB or solar battery charger as backup, since wall chargers will not work without grid power. Lithium batteries weigh less and perform better in extreme temperatures compared to alkaline, making them worth the premium for emergency kits you might store in vehicles or outdoor locations. LED flashlights and headlamps use batteries far more efficiently than older incandescent models. A quality LED flashlight running on AA batteries can provide useful light for 8 to 30 hours, depending on brightness settings. Headlamps free up both hands for tasks and belong in every household member's emergency kit. Buy extras, because cheap flashlights fail, and batteries can corrode terminals in stored devices you forgot about. Label all battery-powered devices with the battery size they require, so you do not waste time hunting for the right size during a power outage. Keep batteries stored separately from devices to prevent corrosion from battery leakage. Check all emergency flashlights and radios once a month by turning them on briefly to confirm they still work, and replace any batteries showing signs of leakage or swelling immediately. Shelf-stable food. Food disappears from store shelves within hours when disaster threatens, and even a minor supply disruption can leave stores empty for days. When a crisis hits, having a simple buffer of food separates an anxious household from one that can stay calm. Canned goods form the backbone of any emergency food supply because they last years without refrigeration, require no cooking to eat safely, and provide complete nutrition from proteins and vegetables to fruits and soups. Check expiration dates when you buy, and practice first in, first out rotation by using the oldest cans first and replacing them with fresh stock. Store cans in a cool, dark place, away from direct heat or freezing temperatures. Bulging, dented, or rusted cans should be thrown out immediately, as they may contain botulism or other contamination. Stock what you actually eat. Emergency food that tastes terrible will not get rotated through regular meals, and it will sit until it expires. Canned beans, tuna, chicken, vegetables, fruits, soups, and pasta sauce all provide variety and familiar flavors. Add peanut butter for protein and calories that do not require refrigeration once opened. Crackers, rice, pasta, oats, and dried beans round out a complete pantry, as long as you have water and fuel to cook them. Calculate how much you need by multiplying the number of people in your household by 3 meals per day for at least 3 days, though 7 to 14 days provides better security. One person eating 2,000 calories per day for 2 weeks requires roughly 30,000 calories worth of stored food. Read nutrition labels to estimate how many calories each item provides. A typical can of soup contains 200 to 400 calories, while peanut butter packs about 90 calories per tablespoon. Don't forget variety and comfort food. Emergency meals don't need to be gourmet, but familiar foods reduce stress and improve morale during difficult situations. Include coffee, tea, hot chocolate, candy, and other treats that make meals feel less like survival rations. Keep a manual can opener with your food supplies, since electric openers won't work during power outages. And losing track of the can opener mid-crisis causes unnecessary frustration. Fuel. Gasoline shortages develop quickly when disasters disrupt supply chains or cause panic buying. An empty fuel tank can trap you at home when you need to evacuate, or prevent you from running a generator during extended outages. Keep your vehicle's fuel tank above half full at all times. This simple rule means you always have the range to evacuate without stopping for gas when every station has lines wrapped around the block or has already sold out. Fuel pumps need electricity to operate, so gas stations lose the ability to dispense fuel during widespread power outages, even if their underground tanks are full. A half tank provides roughly 150 to 200 miles of range in most vehicles, enough to reach safety or alternate shelter in most emergencies. Store additional gasoline only if you have a safe place to keep it and actually need it for generators or other equipment. Gasoline degrades within 3 to 6 months without fuel stabilizer, forming varnish deposits that clog carburetors and fuel injectors. Add stabilizer when you first fill the container and store gas in approved 5-gallon metal or plastic jerry cans rated for flammable liquids. Keep fuel storage at least 50 feet from any building or ignition source. Never store fuel in an attached garage or basement where vapors can accumulate and ignite. Local fire codes limit how much fuel you can legally store, usually 25 gallons for gasoline at residential properties. Rotate stored gasoline every 4 to 6 months by using it in your vehicle and refilling the cans with fresh gas. Mark each container with the fill date so you know when rotation is due. Never store gas containers in direct sunlight or where temperatures exceed 100 degrees, as heat accelerates degradation and increases vapor pressure inside containers. Always transport fuel containers in truck beds or with windows open. Never inside enclosed passenger compartments where fumes can build up. Propane offers better storage stability than gasoline and does not degrade over time when kept in proper tanks. Standard 20-pound barbecue tanks hold about 4.7 gallons of propane, enough to run a 3,000-watt generator for 4 to 6 hours at 50% load. Larger 100-gallon tanks provide 50 to 75 hours of generator runtime, adequate for week-long outages if you manage the load carefully. Propane stays liquid under pressure and does not form varnish deposits, making it ideal for backup generators that may sit idle for months between uses. When natural gas service stops, when propane tanks empty, when electricity fails, and every modern heating system shuts down, firewood becomes your primary heat source, and cooking fuel if you have a fireplace, wood stove, or outdoor fire pit. A full cord of seasoned firewood measures 4 feet high by 4 feet wide by 8 feet long and contains 128 cubic feet of stacked wood. How long it lasts depends on how often you burn fires and how cold the weather gets. Burning wood all day every day during winter can consume a cord per month, while occasional use for cooking and emergency heat might stretch a cord across an entire season. Seasoned hardwoods like oak, maple, ash, and hickory burn hotter and longer than softwoods like pine or fir. Softwoods work fine for starting fires or quick cooking heat. Seasoned means the wood has dried for at least 6 months after cutting, reducing moisture content below 20%. Wet or green wood creates excessive smoke, burns inefficiently, and deposits dangerous creosote in chimneys that can cause chimney fires. Buy seasoned wood in spring or summer when prices are lower and you have time to let it dry further if needed. Stack wood off the ground on pallets or lumber to prevent moisture wicking up from the soil. And cover only the top to keep rain off while allowing air circulation on the sides to continue drying. Store firewood at least 20 feet from your house to reduce fire risk and pest problems. Termites, carpenter ants, and other wood-boring insects live in firewood and will migrate into your home if you store wood against exterior walls or inside. Bring in only what you plan to burn within a day or two, and inspect each piece for insects before carrying it indoors. You need more than firewood to safely use it for heat or cooking. Ensure your chimney has been cleaned and inspected within the past year to remove creosote buildup. Keep a fire extinguisher rated for wood fires within reach of any fireplace or wood stove. Never burn wood in fireplaces or stoves that have not been used in years without having them professionally inspected first, because damaged chimneys or blocked flues can cause deadly carbon monoxide to back up into your home instead of venting outside. Cooking over wood fires requires cast iron cookware or other fire-safe pots and pans. Modern non-stick coatings release toxic fumes at the high temperatures of direct flames. A simple camp grill or grate lets you cook over coals without balancing pots directly on burning logs. Learn to cook with fire before you need to, as controlling temperature and cooking food evenly takes practice that is easier to gain during normal times rather than mid-emergency. Cash on hand. When power fails, ATMs stop working, credit card readers go dark, and bank lobbies lock their doors during disasters. Physical cash becomes the only way to buy supplies or pay for services when electronic payment systems are down. FEMA and financial preparedness experts recommend keeping enough cash at home to cover several days' worth of basic expenses. This amount varies by household, but generally means $200 to $500 in small bills. 20s and smaller denominations work better than hundreds, since stores may not have change for large bills, and some vendors will not accept hundreds at all due to counterfeit concerns. Include ones and fives for exact change when making small purchases. Hide cash in multiple locations rather than keeping it all in one spot. A fireproof safe protects money from fire damage, but becomes useless if you need to evacuate and cannot take the safe with you. Divide the money between your safe, your bug-out bag, your vehicle, and a waterproof pouch in your emergency supplies. If one location is compromised or inaccessible, you still have funds from other hiding spots. Banks often close during disasters, and they may remain closed for days or weeks while assessing damage, restoring power, and bringing staff back to work. Even when banks reopen, ATMs may still be offline if internet connections or electrical service remain disrupted. Lines at functioning ATMs grow long, and machines run out of cash quickly when everyone tries to withdraw money at once. People who waited until the emergency hit to get cash often found themselves unable to access any. Coins have limited usefulness during emergencies because their low value means you would need to carry large amounts for significant purchases. Still, keeping $20 to $40 in quarters in your vehicle covers parking meters, laundromats, and vending machines that may still function during partial outages. Store coins separately from paper money, so the weight and bulk do not make bills harder to access. Update your cash reserve every 6 months by spending the old bills in normal life and replacing them with fresh currency. This prevents money from getting musty or damaged during long-term storage, and it ensures you always have current bills that will not raise suspicion when you need to use them. Keep a record of how much cash you have stored and where, but do not keep that record with the cash itself. Essential items you haven't thought about yet. Beyond the major categories, several small items make the difference between barely coping and managing comfortably during extended emergencies. Sanitation supplies prevent disease when normal waste systems fail. Stock toilet paper in quantities that seem excessive because running out is miserable. Garbage bags in multiple sizes handle waste disposal, waterproof gear, and improvising tarps or ponchos. Matches and lighters belong in every emergency kit because fires provide heat, cook food, purify water through boiling, and signal for help. Waterproof strike anywhere, matches work even when wet, and storing them in watertight containers protects them further. Disposable lighters cost little and last months with normal use. Ferrocerium fire starters throw sparks indefinitely without degrading and work in any weather. Tarps and plastic sheeting patch damaged roofs, create makeshift shelters, cover firewood, protect supplies from weather, and seal broken windows. Buy heavy-duty tarps in 10 by 10 or larger sizes with reinforced grommets that will not tear out. Include duct tape and rope or paracord for securing tarps and making emergency repairs. Work gloves protect hands during cleanup, debris removal, and manual labor that spikes after disasters. Leather palms resist cuts and abrasion better than cloth gloves. Buy several pairs since gloves wear out quickly during heavy use. Basic tools belong in emergency supplies even if you have a full workshop, because you may need to work in locations away from your normal tool storage. A hammer, screwdrivers, pliers, an adjustable wrench, a utility knife, and a small pry bar handle, most immediate repair and access needs. Store them together so you can grab them quickly. Waterproof documents stored in waterproof containers preserve critical information when homes flood or burn. Include copies of identification, insurance policies, bank account numbers, medical records, property deeds, and emergency contact lists. Digital backups on USB drives provide redundancy, but paper copies work without electricity or devices. These 10 categories cover survival, communication, power, water, food, medical care, heat, financial access, and the supporting items that keep everything functional when systems fail. You do not need to buy everything at once. Start with medications and medical supplies, since those are the hardest to replace mid-crisis. Add water and food next because they address immediate survival needs. Then build out power, communication, and fuel storage as budget allows. The goal is not preparing for the absolute worst scenario that may never happen. You are building the buffer that carries you through the realistic emergencies that do happen. Power outages that last days, storms that close roads, and supply chain disruptions that empty store shelves. Every item you stockpile now is one less thing to panic about later. Check your supplies twice a year. Rotate food, replace expired medications, test batteries, run generators, and inspect stored water. Emergency preparedness is not a one-time project you complete and forget. It is an ongoing system that needs maintenance to stay reliable. If this video helped you identify gaps in your preparedness, subscribe to the channel for more practical prepping advice without the fear-mongering. What is the one item from this list you are stockpiling first? Drop it in the comments below. If you want deeper dives into any of these categories, tell me what to cover next. Stay safe, stay prepared, and remember that readiness beats panic every time.